Misty, these are the official documents, right? Okay.
Everything's just one of those things. Yeah.
So how was your Little Italy Festival?
Busy.
It shows you live.
We're live, aren't we?
Commissioners, you ready to go?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, let's call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alrighty, moving right along. Roll call, Misty Hess.
Here.
RJ Donovan here. Bill Peebles.
Present.
All commissioners are present. Approval of minutes from August 5th, 2025. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion, we approve the minutes.
I have a motion by Mr. Peebles. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Hess. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion for approval of claims from August 8th, August 15th, August 22nd, August 25th, and August 29th of 2025.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mrs. Hess. Do I have a second?
I have one that I cannot second,
Okay.
so we have to pull it out of there. But the rest of them, I will second.
Okay, which one can you not? All right. I have a second by Mr. Peebles. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to approval of payroll claims from August 15th and August 29th. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Peebles. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a second by Mrs. Hess. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. At this time, we'll open up public comment. You have 3 minutes. If you'd like to come to the podium, state your name and then your business for the evening. What should I ask? Go ahead. Misty, what was your name again, sir?
Mark Bruce.
He said he had filed some paperwork in the auditor's office about petitioning to close an alley. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Was it on the? No?
No, I didn't get any information back on that yet.
Okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. I have an alley that runs within 7 feet on the side of my house in Centenary. I'm taking care of it for 5 years. The alley is higher than the side of my house, so whenever we get a couple of days of rain, it just pushes water into my crawl space under my house. And I'm petitioning and my neighbor to close that section of the alley down so I can grade it out, bring it down below level of my foundation, and continue taking care of it. There's all the paperwork that I was required to fill out, and a picture of the alley.
Okay.
It's in there too.
So did you turn any of that back into the auditor's office or no?
I wasn't informed to, I was
Okay.
told to.
Says it's on the second day in September. That's why it was advertised. It would be on the agenda for tonight.
There, I believe it's the house, the alley.
Right.
That I'm petitioning to close.
So it was advertised then and everything?
Yes, it was, he does have the receipts where he mailed everything. Certified mail. He has what he sent to the Tribune Star, and it was ran 8/22.
Okay.
10 days prior, yep.
Yeah, normally we just have them turned back into the auditor's office and then we can review them prior to the meeting. So I'll let the commissioners glance at them here. So you and the neighbor in agreement then to
Yes.
close? Okay. You're not in just your side of the alley, right?
Excuse me?
Just your half of the alley, you and your neighbor, the other part of the alley?
I was told it's a 14-foot wide easement, so we split in 7 foot.
Yeah, 7 and 7.
Yeah.
There you go, Bill, if you wanna look at that.
Anybody ever drive down it?
On occasion, when the neighbor lady has a party, one of her boys in a big 4-wheel drive will go down it. And being 7 foot from my bedroom window, that's always a treat, so. But other than that, it's not blocking anyone from using, you know.
Sure. So you plan on closing off the alley then?
Yes,
Okay.
in the picture, there's a fence at the end of the alley that I'll continue to fence across.
Okay.
No underground utilities in that alley?
Gas runs up next to my house. I have a meter there, that's it. All the other utilities are out on the road.
All right, commissioners, it looks like everything was advertised correctly. The only thing was it just wasn't turned back in.
Did you send the adjacent neighbor a certified letter
Yes.
about this?
Uh-huh.
Did you get a card back?
He's received that letter 3 times. I can track it. She's received it 3 times. She received it the last time on the 26th, which she was home, but she works nights, so whether I'm sure they've deposited a letter in the box for her to, and she's been verbally told.
If she's not there, they do leave a little card saying you've got a certified letter to be picked up
Yeah.
at the post office.
And the tracking on it shows that she's received it 3 times, or they've attempted to deliver it 3 times. And I verbally-
I'd sure like to see that neighbor's opinion on closing that alley before we just shut it down.
Yeah, because if you do certified mail, don't you usually get a card back
If they
If they
accept
pick
the
it up.
letter.
if they pick it up?
But you're wanting to see her opinion. Me shutting that alley down, in the picture, that alley runs continuously through town, okay? All I'm stopping them from is driving 7 foot beside my house, and I'm gonna fix something I've been taking care of for 5 years. She can go the other way if that's the case.
I can show you on the map here in just a moment where it's located. What's your address, sir?
15463 South Thurston Street. And I have verbally told her what I was going to do. And I'm going to be kind enough to put a gate up there in case something happens where she needs to. I'm not at odds with my neighbor on this.
So she has access both off of the street north of her house and to the house there. So this is his property here, the little yellow square.
I can't see a yellow, oh, okay, there's the yellow square.
I'll see if I can zoom in more. Is that better?
And the alley's up above the property.
Yes, right here is where he's. Who's this neighbor north of you?
Bill Proust, he's the one that signed the documents with him.
Okay.
All right, commissioners, any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the proposed vacated alley before us, or entertain a motion to table till next meeting if you want more time.
So he's only vacating the yellow, north
Yeah,
of
just
the
from
yellow square.
his property.
And the neighbor north of him is in agreement with him on that part. So that's the only area right in here that'll be vacated.
And there is access from the other direction as well.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason why we wouldn't allow it to be vacated.
All right, I'll entertain a motion if somebody wants to make one.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Peebles to approve the vacate of alley as presented tonight. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a second by Ms. Hess. Do I have any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Misty,
Thank you.
there's that. If you want that, Penny.
Sorry.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
All right.
Penny.
Any other public comment for the night?
Greg Bussing. And I am requesting the county commissioners to issue a one-year moratorium on solar in Vermillion County, Indiana.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Maybe I'm running there. I think my 3 minutes, when does it start?
When you start talking.
My name is George Anderson. I live at 1375 E, 1300 South on the Clinton. My concern is the solar panels. And also, I read some of their literature and they said he was going to have pollinators around them. Now, if you sit in my living room, Michael Reeves put solar panels over there on his property, which is fine. It's his property. And then they come in and planted all these pollinators on it, which to me is a big weed patch because it's got ragweed and everything else in it. And then I got to noticing that all of my friends, like little mice, is coming in over there, and rabbits is coming over there and eating all my garden. Now there's a law that you can't kill rabbits unless they're in season. Well, when in season's there, my garden's gone. So I'd like for it to be a moratorium that no solar panels in Vermillion County. But I know it's a landowner's project. They can do what they want with their fields and that. So, but the only thing else I'd like for them to do is to put money in an account as soon as they start drawing it for the decommissioning of them solar panels when they're gone. Because most of the people that's putting them on their property is going to be gone. And they're going to sell them several times over. So the last person is going to have to pay for the decommissioning. So if it's approved, I'd like for them to get an actuary in there and see what they can do. And then they can put the money in escrow, and when it's finished, the money's there to take them out. That's my feelings. But you can come and sit in my living room and you can see that mess across the road. They didn't ask me,
Yeah.
so
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
I'm Douglas Finley. I live in Vermillion Hills, and I just have a couple questions for you guys. I know we've got our county cleanup coming up on the 12th and 13th, and it's for dry things. I was just wondering, have you ever given consideration at all to hazardous waste? It's like people have old pool chemicals and different things that they want to get rid of, and you don't want to just put it in the trash.
Yeah. So the Solid Waste Board held a Toxaway Day, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, probably 2021, 22.
Yeah, so we held one. It's a very expensive event to hold, so the board can only afford to do one like once every 3 years, once every 4 years, because they give you a cost per the weight, and you don't know how much you're going to bring in. So the event could cost you $10,000, could cost you $30,000, and it was a very expensive event. So I think we've got one planned maybe for next year or 2027.
So I've got to store all that stuff.
Unfortunately, kind of like my basement. I have a bunch of paint cans in my basement too. I have a lot.
Second question, does the county still do tree trimming along right-of-ways or along roads?
Yeah, yep, the county highway department does.
Okay, what do you notify them or whatever? Because I've got some that come right off of my driveway on Olga Drive, on both sides of the road.
Sure, yeah,
It's
the
like a
highway,
big
yeah,
tunnel.
yeah, you can call the highway administrator and, oh shoot, let me find the office number here for you. You know it?
765-492-3330.
3330?
Yep, you can call Tia and then she'll contact the right department to make sure.
Because I'm as big a violator as the person on the west side, so
Yeah.
they're coming together, but they're
And
hanging over the,
And normally they prioritize like bus routes really quick, school gets close, and then whenever anybody calls and says, hey, there's a spot here, they'll go out and take care of it.
okay, because I just don't want a tree that's leaning to go down across the road and then people can't get in and
Yeah,
out.
for sure.
Okay,
All right, thank
that's what I
you.
want to find out. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Oh, one other thing.
Yes.
Patching along the edge of the roads at 650 and Flatiron, right there at the intersection,
Mm-hmm.
there's a pothole there you could lose a Volkswagen in.
We'll make sure we let them know.
That one needs to get fixed.
All righty.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
I'm Steve Pasco. I live at 14260 South 100 West Road, own adjacent property across the road. And I would wish the commissioners would consider the moratorium, passing this moratorium on the solar panels. I really don't want to see them in my neighborhood. I'm totally against them, and I really think that it would be advisable for you people to look into it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Hello, I'm Bill Morgan. I'm requesting the county commissioners to issue a moratorium on the solar system for Vermillion County. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, what was your name again?
Bill Morgan?
Bill Morgan.
Bill.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jim Seabold, and I'm requesting a moratorium on the solar in Vermillion County. I would like to see a 1-year moratorium, if we could. And do you or do you not, or would you support a moratorium on this?
Well, Jim, personally, for me, the commissioners have agreed to add the solar moratorium for discussion tonight. So I know all three commissioners, we will discuss that. Personally, I think a moratorium would be a good thing to do. It would give our APC zoning board, who are filled with a multitude of good people, to review it. Because currently we do have a solar ordinance in place that was passed in 2020. But yeah, I think if you hang around here, I think on line item B, we'll be discussing that and we'll be able to see if the commissioners act on that tonight.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. All right, any other public comment before we move on?
Good evening. My name is Iny Mahan, and I am the commander of American Legion Post 108, located in St. Bernice, Indiana, which is located in Helt Township. We have known about the solar panels wanting to encompass St. Bernice, Indiana for a while now. We had a town hall meeting at our local post. They are wanting us to sign a good neighbor agreement. They've been trying to get us to sign one for the last year or so, and we've been telling them, no, we do not want this. I am not for sure if we're going to be able to stop that tide now that that tide is in motion. I have talked to politicians higher up in the food chain, and one of the things I was assured that they would not be able to claim eminent domain for this. So with the American Legion being one of the oldest buildings in St. Bernice and Helt Township not having a grocery store, we are in a food desert. And so we have been in talks. If we cannot change the ebb and flow of what could come to Helt Township, quite a few members in St. Bernice are wanting, if we cannot stop the tide and these solar panels from coming in, we would like to have money earmarked specifically for St. Bernice residents. I'm sure, there'll be money for Helt Township, but it'll be the residents of St. Bernice that is directly impacted by these solar panels. And we are going to be the ones left holding the bag after this company is gone. Like some of the gentlemen had said, about going about and reclaiming the property after this company is gone, in the middle of the night, like a baby daddy. And I'm not going to mince words on that one. So we have even talked about, do we, have a non-for-profit to see that we are represented rightfully so in St. Bernice, but also Helt Township, and then also what is something our citizens can use in St. Bernice. Should there be a TIF district for that area? Do we want, them to, give us, X amount of dollars every year for the life of the lease and put that money directly and invest that money directly back into our citizens, but yet also not have a food desert in Helt Township, because I know Helt and Vermillion, we don't have a grocery store either. So there are a lot of, I'd say probably lower middle class people in St. Bernice that would benefit immensely from, help with, water bills. A lot of our people can't even pay their water bills. We have people, working 2 or 3 jobs. The co-op in Dana, they're not going to be hiring as many people because it's going to be less fields that need to be sprayed. A lot of our older folks, they supplement their income working at co-op during planting season and harvesting. So this will have an impact, on our economy. No bigger than what we are. We are still going to lose jobs, but then they say they're going to create jobs, but they don't say what size of area are these full-time jobs are going to be. Is it going to be for like Indiana and Illinois combined, or are we going to have 4 new full-time jobs out of, for two states just because they go and keep the ground mowed and upkept and everything? So that's all I have on the solar panels.
All right, thank
Thanks.
you, Anya. And I would like to also say thank you for all your hard work as a VSO. I know I received, and the commissioners did as well on Labor Day, a report, so I don't think you ever take any time off. So I'd like to just say thank you again. When I seen that, you're doing a great job. So.
Yep, it's a holiday for everybody else. They have the day off, so I can get to them on those days off. But I would like to commend the guys, and especially those Vietnam veterans who are coming in, some of them without their wives, and so they're doing it on their own. But I am getting a lot more Vietnam veterans in, and a lot of them are filing claims for the first time, so I'm proud of them.
Awesome.
So
Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Alrighty, any other public comment before we move on? Seeing none and hearing none, we will move on. Next item on the agenda, Thrive West Central, Ryan Keller.
Hello, good evening. Thanks for having me here tonight. I'm Ryan Keller. I'm the CEO of Thrive West Central. A few things to talk about tonight. I believe you have the papers in front of you. The first document I'd like to talk about is the Vermillion County 2024 annual report. So this is something that I've been doing since I became the CEO at Thrive 5 years ago. We present what the annual return on investment is for all of our local governments who are working with Thrive. In 2024, that's we're in the 25 years, so we won't finish our audit in our books until sometime around May of next year. So we're back in 24 looking at this. So in 2024, Thrive requested $36,884 towards grant matching requests for economic development, the Area Agency on Aging, rural transit, and then transportation planning services. After all that was said and done, we were able to help the county realize over $1.6 million in benefits, or a 44-to-1 return on your investment from that grant matching. So everything we do here at Thrive is always trying to maximize what your returns are with any kind of county or any municipality that we're working with. And it doesn't matter if it's in infrastructure, if it's in quality of life, or anything in between. That's really where we kind of spend most of our time in those improvements. I'll jump now to the 2026 ask, and then I'll jump over to the transit numbers as well, because that's a piece of the 2026. In the 2026 grant matching request, so we're always working that several months ahead, a year ahead on our budget. The agency is requesting $64,499.44. That goes towards a breakdown of basically round numbers, $6,500 in economic development, $3,993 in aging services, a little less than $12,000 in rural transit or rural transportation planning, and then $42,000 in rural transit operations. So we have last year we have been operating our rural transit service here in Vermillion County for a really long time. Last year, the total expenses for that program in 24 were $180,000. We work in conjunction with Federal Highway and NDOT. They provide a 50-50 matching on that program. In that year, the county produced $20,000 in match, and Thrive covered the rest. We matched somewhere around $68,000 for that program. We did that through some of our funding with Medicaid when we were doing care management for the state. The state's shifted that funding and that program to all private healthcare companies now, so all that money leaves Indiana. It's very unfortunate, not real thrilled about it. But we no longer have that ability to match those kind of programs and services. So that started last year, us kind of seeing that shift and communicating to all the member counties that, hey, if you really want rural transit, we think it's so valuable. Access to services is the #1 social determinant of health. And that if you can't get access to go to the doctor or go to nutrition or go any place you need to go, it kind of limits you on all your ability to kind of remain independently in your community, in your home. So in 25, we have projected so far kind of halfway through the year, the expenses and the utilization has changed some here, but so far we're only at about, after 2 quarters, so the end of June, we were at $38,630 in total expenses. We're projecting that to kind of stay the same and double, so we're projecting for next year somewhere around an $84,000 transit program. And with that, 50% of it will be covered by state and federal government, and then we're looking for the other half to that funding. We had been partnering both with the county government and our health department through the state legislature has had most of their funding really cut from them in this budget year. So they're unable to help participate and share that load. So as we come and I present these kind of figures to you, it is my request that the county would be able to hopefully find an extra $20,000 to do the full $42,000 so we can keep rural transit operating at 3 days a week within the county. That's another reason for the cost savings is we were operating at 5 days a week and then we cut it down to 3. But we've been pretty efficient with our time. Our trip per cost mile in 24 was, our per trip cost was about $80. And that's averaged over all spots in the county, so it doesn't matter if we go all the way to the furthest northern spot and bring them down to Clinton or Terre Haute. It would average out where all the locations are. To this year, we're actually down to $41 per trip cost, so we've cut it in half. Better fuel efficient vehicles. We purchase really consolidating rides and doing those types of activities to really reduce costs and be very conservative in our finances and operations. What questions do you have? I've just thrown an immense amount of information to you in a very quick amount of time, and I'm here to answer any questions.
Everybody wants $20,000.
Of course.
Ron, I know last year, the former administration was big on data and stuff. So on these programs, can you provide, I guess, annual reports as some of it? I mean, the council, as you know, with Senate Bill 1 is looking to cut a lot of stuff, and I think last year they funded, what was it, 36,000? Is that right?
Last year,
40, I think.
I'll have to look at what last year. In 24, it was 20,000 in 24. In 25, I believe it's 36.
36,000. I can't speak for the council, but I'm not sure they'll go for $64,000. So I'll leave it up to the Board of Commissioners if they want to submit, this entirety of this. I do think there's...
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were speaking just to transit.
the entire...
I don't remember what the entire request was in 25.
But the health department, they contributed last year.
They did.
And they're not contributing this year.
They can't. They no longer have the grant funding.
So is this just a free ride for the people wanting a ride to get a ride somewhere? Is it they just get on the bus and go? And
they typically do a $2 donation per one-way trip is what we ask.
On a $40 trip?
Yes. On a $40 trip is about what that costs per trip. It is public transportation, so you can think about it like a city bus or a county bus is what it is. Right now, we're currently servicing a little over 100 individuals. I think the last time I looked, we were 102, 103, somewhere around there that ride the bus pretty regularly. A lot of them are older adults who no longer have the ability to drive and they want to remain in the county and remain in their homes. And right now we're the only conduit that's able to get them to and from the grocery store, back and forth to medical appointments, to the bank to perform normal services, things of that nature.
So if the funding was cut just for rural transportation, you would just cut down from 3 days a week to...
We've already cut from 5 to 3.
That's what I'm saying, but if it was cut again, you would cut from 3 down? Or would 3 be your minimum?
No, we could go to 2 or 1 if we needed to.
But if you're only doing that once a week and you have 100 people that you're trying to service, getting to doctor's appointments, getting them to the grocery store, those are people that won't have those available to them any longer, which could be my mom, my dad, your mom. These are just things I'm thinking of. So,
for sure.
Can I speak in here? Bill Reynolds, right board member, live in Clinton, Fairview. This is a service that a lot of people utilize, and the ones that utilize it really don't have any alternatives.
I've talked to bus drivers, Heine, I think, probably has some service people who utilize this. She can probably advocate for it too. The reason we're here tonight is we understand it's a funding issue, and that's on the council. And the budget hearings are coming up in a couple of weeks. But this funding is in the agreement that the commissioners would have to sign is part of the commissioner's budget, which will probably be on day 3 of the budget hearings, which I plan to be at to advocate as I was last year. I'm not sure what their level of support is going to be capable of providing. I've reached out, and we've reached out to a couple other groups that may be able to supplement, but we don't know what that supplement's going to be needed. So we need to know what the county is able to provide. And we maybe try to come up with something in addition to that, but it's the county's service. People live in the county. It's the service that's provided for the residents here. And without this, some of those people wouldn't be able to live here, or they'd be in a nursing home, or they'd be less well off. So we're here to asking for your level of support on this as it goes to the council for budget consideration.
I think that's well said. Yeah. Yep, it's just a consideration for support. At the end of the day, we understand the county council has full authority over the budget, and they will make the best decisions that they can with the funds that they have. And then we'll come back like it did perhaps last year, where we will have to make some cuts or figure out if there needs to be changes here, there, or wherever. We'll do our best.
Sure.
We know money's tight, and budget hearings are going to be 3 days of everybody needing. I need 3 more people. I can get by with 2, but if I have to, I suffer and get by with 1 more. So that's what you're going to have 3. They're going to have 3 days of. So we're making our pleading really, getting our request in. So
Sure.
thank you.
Commissioners, any other questions for Ryan or Bill?
I do not have any.
If any, I would just ask that you take the Thrive proposal home, review it on all the programs, and see if there's any programs you don't support, you do support. If you think the entire funding of $64,000 needs matched, and if we feel that way as a majority, we'll go to the budget hearings with that and request that and see what we can do.
I mentioned that 3 of those 4 pillars are essential.
Yeah.
But they're the low dollar ones.
Yeah.
The transit is one that really is subject to change or negotiation.
Yeah.
The other 3, without those, there's a lot of things like community crossing grants that we wouldn't be eligible for. So those need to stay.
The other amounts, you're only looking at a little over $20,000.
Right.
So
I know the council last year proposed cutting out the 3 low dollar amounts and leaving the transit in.
Yeah,
It turns out those low dollar amounts are the essential things that we need to support other programs, without which we would really suffer.
Sure. So yeah, take that home, review it, and then if we're in agreement with the $64,000, we'll be at budget hearings with that, and we'll see what the council tells us.
I really appreciate it for your time, and I'm grateful for the consideration. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Bill. Moving on to the next item on our agenda. Ordinance establishing a temporary strategic moratorium on commercial solar projects in Vermilion County, ordinance number 2025-14. In your packet, you have a solar moratorium that was emailed to you last week. Thank you, John, for putting that together on short notice. Commissioners, I'll open up for discussion. If there's anything on this you'd like to change, you'd like to entertain approving it, discussing it.
Is this something we need to read out loud?
John, do you, what was the question?
Do we need to read this out loud? It's not an ordinance.
Probably should, I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
just so
You
people
wanna
know
read
what
it,
you're
Bill?
doing.
Yeah, if my voice will hold out. An ordinance establishing a temporary strategic moratorium on new commercial solar projects in Vermilion County, Indiana. Whereas the Board of Commissioners of Vermilion County, Indiana, as the executive and legislative body of Vermilion County, Indiana, has the authority to adopt ordinances relating to the administration of Vermilion County government. Whereas the Board of Commissioners seeks to foster growth in the orderly and well-considered manner in Vermilion County, Indiana. Whereas the Vermilion County Board of Commissioners is interested in preventing negative economic impacts to any area of Vermilion County caused by industrial or utility projects. Whereas the Board of Commissioners of Vermilion County, Indiana, has been made aware of potential new commercial solar projects that may be coming to Vermilion County, Indiana. Whereas the Vermillion County Board of Commissioners believes that temporary strategic moratorium on the new commercial solar projects will allow our Area Plan Commission time to review and recommend any updates that need to be made to the county's Unified Development Ordinance as it applies to commercial solar projects. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of Vermillion County, Indiana, that the temporary strategic moratorium shall be enacted within Vermillion County, Indiana, for the filing, processing, reviewing, and future or existing or acceptance of all applicants or permits related to commercial solar projects on the date that this ordinance is adopted by the Board of Commissioners of Vermillion County. Said strategic moratorium shall remain in place for 6 months from the effective date of this ordinance. However, the Vermillion County Unified Development Ordinance is amended. However, if the Vermillion County Unified Development Ordinance is amended and adopted to incorporate reasonable zoning and land use regulations for the commercial solar projects before 6 months have passed, then upon the adoption of these zoning regulations, the moratorium shall immediately terminate upon effective date of these zoning and land use regulations. The ordinance does not apply to solar panels installed on privately owned residential property. Any prior ordinances that conflict with the ordinance are hereby replaced and repealed and replaced. And if any portion of this ordinance is determined to be unconstitutional or in violation of state law by a court of competent jurisdiction, the remaining portions of the ordinance shall continue in full force and effect, and this ordinance shall become effective upon adoption and publication as required by law.
Thank you, Bill. So on that, is there any discussion on the moratorium before us? I know there's been some requests tonight for a year moratorium. I know we have one APC member here tonight. Penny, I know you're the director. Would 6 months? Is Joe back there?
Yeah. I was looking to see who.
He's hiding.
What would 6 months be prudent enough time to review the solar ordinance? Joe, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
I guess I would have deferred to Betty, but.
Beat you to it.
Could you?
We currently. Joe Ellis speaking for Area Plan Commission. Well, I'm not speaking for it, I'm speaking as a member of it, but currently the Area Plan is working on a zoning for carbon sequestration projects in the future. It is a very busy time for us. 6 months, when going through this stuff, actually 6 months is a short time. When we did our UDO revision, we probably spent a year. Would that be about right, Penny? Yep. Maybe more so.
So would you feel in your opinion a year would be more prudent than 6 months? Because I want to give you guys ample time to review.
I would leave it up to the rest of to the vote of the area plan.
Yeah.
But honestly, with what we have on our plate now with the carbon sequestration, we're still working on that. Then this on top of that, it's gonna take a.
We're busy.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Commissioners, any thoughts?
I propose moving it to a 1 year moratorium.
1 year? All right. Yeah, I don't think, I want to make sure we give the area plan ample opportunity. I mean, that board is filled with great individuals. They take their time. And if you've never been to an area plan meeting, I suggest you go to at least one. They're long. I don't know what the average time is, but I know it's longer than commissioners meetings. They're very diligent in their work. And I don't want to handicap them by saying 6 months, rush through this and do something quicker and maybe end up with a bad product at the end of the day. So yeah, I would agree with your assessment of moving it to 1 year. Misty?
That's fine.
Okay. If there's no other discussion on this, I'll entertain a motion to approve County Ordinance number 2025-14 as amended by Commissioner Peebles to a 1 year instead of 6 months.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Peebles. Do I have a second? I'll second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Staying?
Yep.
Okay. Motion, now, hold on. Now, John, if it's not unanimous,
If it's not unanimous, I don't think you can do it on the first reading.
First
I think
reading.
Then you have to do it at the next
second
meeting.
one. So even if she abstains, it's still not unanimous then, because it's 2-0? Okay, all right.
But it's not like somebody's gonna build the solar field in 1 month.
In 30
so
days.
I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
And winter's coming, so.
Yeah.
All right, so Misty, if you could make sure we have that on our agenda for the second reading of the ordinance. John, if you could amend that to one year on that. Okay, awesome, all right. Let's see, moving on to our agenda. Prosecutor's Office, Newport Lions Club.
I'm not here on behalf of the prosecutor's office. I'm here on behalf of the Newport Lions Club. I just happen to work for the prosecutor. We're just asking for the formal permission to use the courthouse lawn and the annex as we have for the past 57 years.
Sure. Yeah, Commissioners, since I've been here for the last 5 years, this is very common. The Lions Club comes up, asks for permission to use it. They've used it for 57 years, as Amy stated. It's a great event in the county. So we normally just approve it. Is there any questions, objections, comments?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a motion by Mr. Peebles to approve the Lions Club request. Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll have a second by Mrs. Hess. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Motion carries. Thank you, Amy. Moving on. Clinton Public Library appointees to the library board. Scott Craig had emailed us, I think last week, and there's an appointment that the commissioners need to remake. Let's see who it is. Rosemary, I don't know how to, like Coley. Yeah, like it. Yeah. All right. In his email, he says, I've attached a document from the library that shows the current board appointments. By law, the library appointees can only serve 4 consecutive 4-year terms. If reappointed, Rosemary will be in her final 4-year term, all which have been via the county commissioner appointment. She is currently the president of the library board and has been an excellent and active member. She and her husband, Mike, have been lifelong residents of Clinton, or at least, let's see, thanks for your attention to this matter. So he is asking, or the board's asking, that Rosemary be reappointed to the Clinton Library Board. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Ms. Hess. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second by Mr. Peebles. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Misty, if you want to notify Scott or the library board that we reappointed her, and if there's anything else we need to do to let us know. Okay. Next item on the agenda, county road acceptance, ordinance number 2025-15. Before I go through this county ordinance, there are several roads that the county is accepting into our road acceptance or county road system. There's a statement from the county commissioners that I will be reading on behalf of the commissioners. It has come to our attention that one of these roads being accepted in, an individual in the community had made a complaint to the Indiana State Police of the county misusing funds and doing things that we shouldn't have been doing, which is not true. So with that, to give you a little backstory, this is a statement from the commissioners. The county commissioners are frustrated that state and local resources were expended on an investigation into the highway department's use of funds to quote unquote place rock on a new road accepted into the county road system. An issue that could have been resolved with a simple phone call. Instead of reaching out for clarification, Vermilion County Councilman Jeff Bowes chose a route that resulted in wasted time, taxpayers' dollars, and a completely unnecessary state investigation. The Indiana State Police, after a full and independent review, found no criminal intent, affirming what a basic understanding of county budgeting would have revealed from the outset. To be clear, once the county council approves a department's budget, that department has the authority to spend within its allocated funds without seeking further permission from the county council. Departments like the highway department operate within those approved budgets as allowed by law. This Board of Commissioners remains committed to transparency, fiscal responsibility, effective governance. We urge all public officials to prioritize communication and collaboration over confusion and confrontation. The taxpayers of Vermilion County deserve leadership that understands its responsibilities and respects the process. The commissioners continue to do that and lead by example in this county. Sincerely, the Vermilion County Board of Commissioners. So with that, we have before us a county ordinance number 2025-15, adopting roads into the county road system. An ordinance adopting certain roads into the county road system. Whereas the Board of Commissioners of Vermilion County, Indiana have been made aware of certain roads that have been maintained by the county for many years, but have never been formally adopted into the county road system. Now be it ordained and enacted by the Vermilion County Commissioners that Section 1, Powder Mill Drive, Mockingbird Drive, Oak Ridge Drive, Redwood Drive, Beechwood Drive, Ashwood Court, Poppies Lane, Crown Hole Boulevard, Donetta Drive, Robertson Drive, Tanya Drive, Zellwood Drive, Laura Lane, and Heatherwood Lane be formally adopted into the county road system as county roads. Section 2. Should any section, paragraph, sentence, clause, or phrase of this ordinance be declared unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction, such provision shall be deemed severable, and the remaining portions of this ordinance shall remain in full force and effect. Section 3. All ordinance or parts of ordinance or resolutions that are inconsistent with the provisions of this ordinance are repealed to the extent of such inconsistency. And with this ordinance, once approved, you will see a list of mileage and pictures of each lane that is now being accepted into the county road system, which will be available for public review. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to accept or approve County Ordinance 2025-15.
I'm actually gonna abstain from it because my address is actually in here, so I'm not voting for this.
Sure.
I would like to table it until I get a chance to get my eyes on these property, these driveway roads, whatever we want, you know, to.
Sure. Yeah, these were, so these were all produced, this list was started back with our former superintendent, former administrator. These were confirmed by Brian Russell, Jeremy Tryon, and I don't think any's up in District 3, so I believe it's in District 1 and 2, but these were all confirmed by the highway departments and by the foremans. But if you guys wish to if you wish to table it, you can. That's up to you. I mean, I just think some of these, especially for the one, sooner we get it and accepted, the better, because of that investigation. That was a ball dropped.
Well, with that one, I did go with the highway superintendent, and we did go down and look at that road, and we had a discussion about what that road is. But the rest of these I have not seen or.
Me neither.
So that one there was a new road being accepted in, and these other ones, according to the highway department, have been maintained by the county for years. They're plowed, they're patched, so it's more of a retroactive putting them into the road system. But if you want to wait, that's up to you. That's fine.
I understand that, but like I said, I'd like to table it and get my eyes on.
Is it possible that we approve the Powder Mill Drive, and then the others you can table? I don't know if that's.
Yeah, you could. I mean, we could strike all of them except for the Powder Mill Drive and just do that one tonight.
Well, I stood on Powder Mill Drive before it was done. So
sure. Yeah, if you want to do that, I mean, you could amend it just for Section 1 that it only includes Powder Mill Drive, and then we'll take the rest of we'll just have this ordinance with Powder Mill Drive and the picture correlating it, and then by next meeting we'll leave it on the agenda. You can review the other ones.
Sounds great. I'll have next week. I can go look it over.
Sure.
I'll go look at the other ones, but I mean, I live on one of the roads, so it's not necessary, but I won't be voting for that one, so.
All right, so do I have a motion to approve the amended county ordinance 2025-15 to include only Powder Mill Drive?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Peebles. Do I have a second?
I will second it.
Second by Ms. Hess. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Misty, I don't know if you want to strike that or have John rewrite one, or how you guys want to do that, but we'll strike the rest of those and then just leave it on the agenda for, I guess it'd be a 2025-16. Okay, next item on the agenda, WTH. You should have in your packet and emailed to you. Attached is a copy of the electronic map data application from CoreLogic requesting county GIS data. They do this every couple years, and I think WTH will send GIS data, check for $250 we've sent to the county. So it's something that's routinely been approved. You guys have any questions?
That's total fee $750.
On the back side. The attached fee schedule.
Mr. T, do you know anything about that, the $750? Yeah, but I mean, there's multiple fees on the back of that.
Yes, there is. But then it says total fee $750.
Yeah, I don't have anything else in the pack, and no one else had sent me anything else other than just this document, so. If you guys want to table it, we can table it till next meeting.
I would say until there's clarification, we need to table it.
Sure.
Someone from the commissioners needs to reach out to Steve Leatherman on this to get to understand what they're doing.
Well, it was sent to the auditor's office, so Misty, just have the auditor send him an email and ask him about the fee schedule on the back. I do remember approving these in the past, but I don't recall paying these delivery fees. Which I could be wrong because it's been a little while, but we'll table that till next meeting if you'd have him reach out. All right, moving along to the next item, workforce. Greg Lee.
Good evening.
Good evening, Greg.
Greg Lee. I'm the Executive Director of the Western Indiana Workforce Development Board. So I am just kind of on a tour of our service area, reintroducing what the board does, what our Work One offices do, just so people know and all the great free resources that we have. So as I said, I'm the director of the board. Our workforce board serves 6 counties in this area, so we serve Clay, Vermilion, Vigo, Sullivan, Putnam, and Park counties. So as the board, we serve job seekers and employers in our 6-county region. We are completely grant funded through state and federal grants. We were one of the many agencies who lost a lot of funding in this last cycle, so we're doing a lot more with less, but we still have a lot of the things that we can offer. Our board is made up of 25 members, 13 in the business and industry community, and then 12 from different community organizations and resources. We also have elected officials who serve on our board. They don't count towards that total number. Commissioner Donovan is one of those, and Ryan Keller, who was here earlier, also serves on our board. So just some of the things we do. If you're familiar with the Work One offices, a lot of people call them or refer to them as the unemployment office. We've not had unemployment staff in our offices in probably 10 years. So we would like to be known as the employment office. We offer a lot of resources in our Work One offices. They are open to anyone. So we have free internet, we have public computers for people to use for job search. We offer various different workshops about job search, so resumes, cover letters, interviewing, how to search for a job, how to use a computer. We have all these different free workshops that we have. And then we also have, sorry, I'm not used to having you. So the way our board works, on the employer side, we have business services. So we work with employers. If you've heard of the Employer Training Grant, that is a very popular grant in the state of Indiana that is used to train current or incoming employees. So if you're an employer, you can get with us and we can send one of your employees to training for up to $5,000 to get a certification or whatever it might be, and we will reimburse you that $5,000 up to $50,000. So we can reimburse employers up to $50,000 to get their workforce where it needs to be. Another important grant that we have is called the Workforce Ready Grant. It's a very easy grant. The eligibility for that for a job seeker would be you have to be 18, a resident of Indiana, and an eligible U.S. citizen, and we can pay up to $5,000 for a training for anyone who might be interested in that. So we have CDL training. We send a lot of people to CDL training, welding, CNC machining, but we have a lot of different training options, but those are just kind of our most popular. Speaking of that training, Park County, we just paid for a number of their employees to get their CDLB licenses because they needed a lot of those. So we help them do that. So if Vermilion County has any needs, please let us know and we will see if there's something we can help with. We also do a lot with partnerships as far as job fairs, job postings. If you're familiar with the Regional Employment and Opportunity Expo that happened in Terre Haute last year, it was a very large job fair with 70 employers. We had almost 400 job seekers attend, so it was a huge, great event. We plan to have that again in April of this year, so we'll be promoting that. We encourage anyone from Vermilion County to come out. And we would like to I might speak with Ryan about getting Thrive to provide some transportation for those people who may not be able to get down to Terre Haute for that. We also do county-specific job fairs or employer-specific job fairs. So if you know of anyone, or if anyone would like to have a job fair in our Work One office in Clinton, which is our Vermilion County location, you can speak with us. You can have a hiring event. We will publicize it, put it on our social media, make sure we send it out to all of our partners. So there's just a lot of different things we can do for job seekers and employers who are looking to find fill their workforce needs. As far as our Work One offices go, like I said, we serve anyone. We can serve anyone. Our grant funding is basically for people 16 and up to send them to their training. Another thing that we are starting to do a lot more with is apprenticeships. So the state and federal legislation that's coming out is really focused on apprenticeships and work-based learning. So instead of kind of going to class and getting that degree, it's that apprenticeship stuff. So we have a lot of apprenticeship funding. One of our largest apprenticeships right now is our Union Health Registered Nurse Apprenticeship, which is very successful. It's got a 95% completion rate. But we can do apprenticeships in any field. So if anyone's interested in doing an apprenticeship in agriculture, in public policy, something like that, we can work with that entity, create an apprenticeship plan. We also have funds to pay half their wages during that apprenticeship, so free money is always great. So we offer a lot of things to help employees and employers upskill and contribute to their local economies. So I just wanted to introduce myself and let you all know all the great resources we have at our Work One offices and through our board. And I will leave some material and some information, my contact information, for all of you if you ever have any questions or need anything from us. So thank you again for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. Commissioners, you have any questions for Greg? No? No, I think we're
Do you
good.
have anyone that's currently in our county using the services of Work One?
Yes, so our Clinton office, it was closed kind of off and on here for a while with funding cuts and staffing issues, but we're getting that back up and going. So our Vermillion office is we get a fair amount of people in there to either use the computers, apply for jobs, or we do have access to the unemployment system if someone wants to log in and do that. But yeah, we've got some pretty good traffic there.
Awesome.
All right, thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, ambulance survey. Earlier in August, the ambulance survey that the commissioners had put out was officially finished. We had a total of 371 responses from community members. And the commissioners are currently, I assume, still reviewing those responses. Have you guys looked at those?
I've looked at them.
Okay.
There's a lot there to
decipher. There's a lot of information. Once you get down to the comment section, there's a lot. The top half of it, you got the graphs. You can really see what people want. So I didn't know if you guys want to discuss any of that, but I do want to keep the ambulance discussion at the front burner. So there's nothing more tonight. I'll leave it on the agenda, and then we can discuss via email some ideas you guys may have or how you'd like to proceed going forward. Bring Christy Gerald in since we've got all those results shared. Anything else?
Anything else?
I'd like to thank all the 371 people that did participate in that too. It's a lot of good information, and the more information the commissioners can have, the better decision we can make on behalf of you guys. So thank you for that.
I would also like to push that back to say thank you to the committee that was put together that did the year and a half worth of groundwork that went into studying the ambulance service that we have and what we can do to improve it. So
yep, absolutely.
I don't want anybody to think that doesn't hold weight.
No, no, absolutely. The committee done a lot of good work, a lot of groundwork, a lot of hours and time spent. So we appreciate their endeavor and any public comment that we have received. All right, so we'll keep that on the agenda for next meeting. Moving to the next item, Perrysville Fire Department. Last year, when the commissioners had agreed to place the ambulances at the Clinton Fire Department and the Perrysville Fire Department, there was lease agreements that were to be signed. The lease agreement was signed by Clinton City for, John, do you remember if it was $1,500 a month?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it's $1,500.
I think it's $1,500. Perrysville Fire Department was supposed to have a similar lease agreement signed. Upon some email and discussion with the fire chief last few days, that agreement was never signed. They have not received any payment for, I'm going to say, at least 10 months since last year. So that agreement does need to be put before us. So John, I don't know. I know Misty had emailed again to Brent, but if you could add that.
Lease agreement.
Yeah, and I think you could probably just send the exact same one that Clinton City has and just, change the address. But I think as commissioners, we need to make sure we back pay that 10 months or whatever that amount of time is, because they did agree to take that ambulance and we had nowhere to go with it. But yeah, if you could work on that and make sure Brent, he said he's willing to sign it as soon as he gets it. So, but that plays in with the ambulance survey too. So, all right. Next item, Newport Church of God. Misty, is this the handwritten letter that we have? And is this for the use of the auditorium?
For the chicken noodle dinner for Bill Klein.
Or, let's see. They do it all 3 days? Okay. Yeah, I believe this is there anybody here from the Newport Church of? No. Well, Hawkins is downstairs.
Security.
Yeah, security's here. Yeah. I think this is something, I know this has been done for several years.
It's been done as long as I've been here, since 2005, so.
Yeah. Kind of like the Lions Club, they always ask for permission every year. Let's see here.
I would grant them permission.
Yeah, they use the auditorium to do stuff,
Oh, yeah.
and there's never been any, to my knowledge, there's never been any issues. And the pastor is one of our county deputies here, so Mr. Hawkins does a great job. So I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by
Second
Mr.
it.
Peoples. I have a second by Mrs. Hess. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote.
Aye.
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 Motion carries. We tabled that. Oh, you can. The WTH agreement?
The
Yeah.
WTH, can we talk about that again
Sure.
for a moment? Because I reached out to them today about this, because it come across my desk first. This company is an AI company that wants the information. So who's paying the $750 is the CoreLogic.
So the county's just receiving the $250 check.
Correct.
For
what information we put on there, because
Okay.
we put update landowners and things, so it goes into a national database. So the $750 comes from to WTH from the company getting the information.
So we shouldn't even seen that back page, because that back page isn't for us.
Well, you have to sign saying it's
Yeah.
okay that WTH gives them our information
Yeah.
from our map. That's what this is about, because I had questions, so I called them
Okay.
today and spoke with Corey. So.
Okay. No, you're good.
That's okay.
Well,
We appreciate it.
With that new information, would you guys like to act on it tonight, or do you still want to table it till next meeting? So the county would be receiving $250. So essentially, any company is just trying to get your data, which may be a good thing. They're maybe wanting to build here, maybe.
Anyway, yeah, so when I reread it, it says, when fully executed application is received by WTH, the requesting client will be notified, which is this CoreLogic, I think that's their name. Once the payment's received from the requesting client, WTH will send GIS data to the client, and a check for $250 will be sent to the county.
Yep.
So they're paying the county for the information we put on there, since they're sharing that on a national level.
Yeah, so I think anytime someone requests that data, we'll see one of these requests come through. And like I said, maybe once a year, maybe I've seen one.
So,
Well, thanks for the information, Penny.
and then you have to sign.
So do you guys still want to have that tabled, or would you guys like to act on it with the new information?
I'd like to, I trust what Penny's saying, but I'd also like to read it too and just do a little.
Sure.
So will this hinder anything that we're doing currently if we don't act on this tonight?
No.
Okay.
It'll just mean the other 30 days out that they'll wait for the information, but that's not a problem.
Okay, and it won't impact us in a negative way at all? Like, there's no information that they're trying to get out there? Okay,
Not that I'm aware.
then I would just say, let's leave it
Leave it
tabled
tabled.
and,
Sure.
yep.
Now, this needs signed tonight. This doesn't need acted on. This just needs signed. Okay. All right. Let's see. Before we adjourn, a couple announcements. Countywide Cleanup Day, September 12th, 13th. If you have any junk or if you're in violation with the APC, make sure you utilize these free cleanup days. You can take almost anything for free. I think TVs, there is a small charge, and mattresses, I think, are $5. They'll be located at the District 1 garage in Clinton and the District 3 garage in Cayuga, so make sure you utilize those. Only other thing I have before the Board of Commissioners is the county pasture lease has been executed and signed. The VTA and Ellis Farms worked together and reduced that area. We've got a new fence going up, so that everything worked out well there. I'm not sure when the new fence will be put up. I think they're waiting on their builder right now to get out there, but that has all been agreed to and signed to. So I'll have a copy sent to me later today or tomorrow, and that'll be kept in the auditor's office. Anything else from the commissioners before we adjourn the meeting tonight? No? All righty. If there isn't, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Peoples. Do I have a second?
Second it.
Second by Mrs. Hess. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.